Good morning, welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. We have a little bit of Beaver Cam and a little bit of art.
It's only a few minutes after 6, but we're not going to see him today because I'm not going to have time to do this today. But it's much colder, so all the birds aren't awake yet. It's a weird whistle, though. I might stay out here for a few more minutes. I see ripples, but I don't know if it's from wind or the beaver. We'll stay out here for a few more minutes. I see him. You're not going to be able to see him. He's already out here. Or he's been out here. Oh, I see him. He's going across. He's coming across from the other side. I see him. He's quite active. Maybe you can hear his tail. There's a weird whistling noise, too, that's like snoring from somewhere. Well, it's not fair. I saw him, but you can't see him. And no, I don't have infrared camera lenses, Carty. You hear that weird whistle? It's like snoring. I hear frogs. I don't hear beaver tails, though. It's cold. It's 41 degrees. I smell a skunk. Yuck, yuck, yuck. This might hamper my beaver cam for today, the skunk smell. We don't get very many skunks, but I smell one. Either that or it's the mud. Might be the mud. Okay, I'm freezing. I'm going in. Bye.
Now for a quick bit of art. I have this book. It's a bunch of different artists, and Lorna Scobie is somebody I follow on, I think that's how you say her name, on Instagram. She has very quirky characters, and I like that look, as we all know. But I ordered this book because I was enabled, and I trying to do two things at once. Can't do that anymore. It's called Draw It, Color It, Creatures, and it's a bunch of different artists. And one of the pages, Lorna Scobie, who I like, I think that's how you say her name, draws all these great characters. So I copied or traced a couple of her characters. Well, I traced the beaver, and then I just tried drawing my own. And it's the animals in my neighborhood. So I drew a spider. I drew a snake. Snakes are coming out of the ground for the summer. I drew a couple different birds. I drew a beaver. I didn't draw a skunk. In hindsight, I should have. I don't know what that smell was. It could have been the mud down by our boat launch, but I don't know. It smelled quite close to a skunk. Anyhow, so I'm using that as my inspiration and going to watercolor some of these characters, quirky little animals that I drew from my neighborhood. And one of the pages in that coloring book says that horse picture that I showed you said, "Would you like to have or will someone like to have a drink with me," or something like that. So I am drawing these quirky animals in my neighborhood and going to just do a wash of watercolor on the top of them, let that dry, cut them out, and glue them to this green magazine page that I did that I'm going to try to attempt to draw some trees and the water and ask the question from the beaver, would someone like to have a tree with me or something like that? I can't remember even what I did 20 minutes ago. I'm brain dead. My dad is fair. He went through a test yesterday that was to a tube with a camera down his throat to check his lungs, and he does have emphysema or COPD or the combination of the two, whatever they call it now. Basically, he smoked for 60 years, so yeah, basically his lungs are shot. We're facing some of that. Maybe today he can go to a rehab facility or tomorrow. We didn't want rehab in the beginning, but it's too hard for my mom to manage, even with one of us there all the time. He does much better for nurses and doctors than he does for my mom as far as eating and doing the breathing exercises and everything that he's supposed to do and walking a little bit. He hasn't even been out of bed since Saturday. Not yet. Today's Thursday. Yeah. And he is quite weak. He's quite. This is where I wrote my question. Will someone like to have a tree with me? And anyhow, so it's progress, slow. We kind of figured that emphysema / COPD was there. I think they've been ignoring it. Don't tell them I said that. But stubborn old people don't want to do what you want them to do. But you got to respect their wishes too. So, we're fighting all that. But we don't fight. But my poor mom. Oh. Anyhow, so I am arting for therapy, literally. I'm going to draw my little watercolors off here and going to glue them down and call it a day. This is fun. This was a good inspiration page from that coloring book, art book, drawing book. I like the quirky stuff, obviously. Some would say I'm a little quirky. I don't know. Who else would film the beaver in their neighborhood at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning? This morning it's cold. I think it's going to be nice today, but it was a cold morning. It's going to be cooler. It's been warm the last couple days, but it's going to be cooler today. Oh, it's only 40 right now. Yikes. It was cold. But it's going to go up to almost 70. Now, yesterday we had 85. Yeah. I don't know where that came from. It's a little too early for that. So I cut out my little characters. I like a little white border around them. I know it doesn't match the green and the blue of the lake and the ground behind them, but that's just the way it is. That's what I like. And this was fun. It was a quickie. Got to do some quickies here and there. My sister fussed at me for trying to do these videos. My sister out in California, she's the boss. She's the baby, but she's the boss. And she fussed at me. I'm like, this is my therapy. So back off, sis. She knows I mean that in the kindest, hardest, lovingly way. So I'm gluing my little buddies down here and semi where they might be in real life. And I drew an owl since I heard an owl the other day. I forgot to see if there was an owl on that page, but he's not quite an owl in real life, but that's okay. Some of these other ones aren't either. So this was fun. My stomach is growling. It's time to go. I will be here tomorrow with bells on in some form or fashion. I think I only have 4 more pages in this insert. It's an Amy Tangerine one, so it's not quite as thick as a traveler's notebook. So we're going to finish up the insert for sure. So we have at least 4 more videos, which is actually good timing because then my sister will be here. Don't tell my parents. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you can. See you all tomorrow. Bye.